Hey guys, my name is tastysteve, and I will be joined by none other than one of the best Tekken players that's North America for you guys who don't know, Miss Cuddlecore, and we will be talking tech, we will be talking matches, we will be talking history all around Tekken. How are you doing, Miss Cuddlecore?
Well, hey there, Steve. I am feeling great, doing great, and I am so excited to talk everything Tekken with you on this show. I am honored to be here with you. You've created some amazing historic Tekken moments yourself, especially with commentating them, and so I'm so happy to talk to one of the most just interesting Tekken gurus around.
Oh my God. Okay, let me fan myself. I gotta calm back down right now. Well, look, what we have in store for our first show is the up-and-coming Geese player from Belgium, none other than Pikah.
And Pikah, I learned about him through ICFC, so being able to kind of pick his brain on his beginnings and just how he chose his characters and everything like that, I am so excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Getting to talk with players, much like yourself, who started the scene no matter when, is going to be one of the things we cover on the show. And like I said, we're going to be talking mechanics, history, and just Tekken overall. So I hope you guys are ready. So without further ado, I bring to you Pikah. Pikah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Richard Donders, also known as Pikah. I'm an 18 years old Tekken player, Tekken 7 player, and I've been playing for quite a long time now.
Quite a long time. That's funny that you say that, because when you got to be like 16 or something like that. So when exactly, Pikah, did you start playing Tekken?
It was like 5 years ago, like actual Tekken. I'm not talking when I was like younger, when I was like 5 years old or 4, when I was playing Tekken 5 with my mom back then. Nah.
5 years old.
Wow.
He was playing Tekken with his mom. He used to play Tekken with his mom. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say that they played Tekken with their mom. First time.
I mean, your mom is a saint, like she introduced you to Tekken? Like that's a good parent. So like when you were that age then, when did you start going to like locals and things like that? Were you also really young when you started showing up to tournaments?
The first time I went to a local, I was 14. I remember that. In my city, we had like a local tournament back in that 2 days. It was pretty fun. Like there was no prize. It was actually, the prize was beers, because I live in Belgium, and I was 14, so I would just go there, play the tournament, and then, well, I couldn't drink beers.
Right? Pikah's Tekken motivation was not to win and get the prize, but just to win. That's what I like to hear.
Just the bragging rights alone to say, hey, I beat up these people. I'm younger than all of them. Like, that's a pop-off. That's a major pop-off.
That's definitely a pop-off. And you speak about like how young you were, right? Do you feel like it's a really hard game to learn? And how did you feel like it's, impacted your growth as a Tekken player?
I just think it's really, really hard to play. And even harder to learn. Because I feel like you really need to study the game. Not only play it and you will learn eventually. Now, you need to sit down at some point in practice mode and study for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and keep on going every time. And it's even harder now with all the DLCs and more characters.
It's not just a game where you're like, okay, yeah, I can sit down and just play it and then I absorb the information. It really does come down to sitting, studying the different situations that you get presented with a lot in every single matchup, including DLC. But even with all of that, do you feel that your progression has continued even with all those different layers to the game being thrown at you?
It becomes a pleasure to hop in practice mode and discover new things over and over after even like years. You still discover things every day.
That's true. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. How did you personally land on playing with Geese, especially in Tekken 7?
Geese actually fits me. Some characters have parries.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already like doing a lot of parries, and I found out that jumping in Tekken was really useful in many situations. So I was already jumping with Tekken characters. But for example, I played Warang, and Warang has like backturn stances. I used to play Xiaoyu a lot. Those characters had parries and had jump over stuff, and I loved it. And I was like, wow, let me just mix them all. And get them in a better version, and that's good for me.
Do you feel like Geese is still a really strong character right now? And do you feel like, the character fits in the Tekken world? Do you feel like he's a strong character, Geese? And do you feel like he fits in the Tekken series now?
Oh, well, I do think Geese is strong. So I'm not going to lie, otherwise I wouldn't play him.
I mean, I respect the honesty.
I respect the honesty so much. That's the kind of honesty we want here. We all play Tekken, so you don't even have to shy away from it. I mean, you're still a cheater, but I respect the honesty.
He fits well because Tekken is evolving, and people seem to forget about it. With the new characters, we see wall breakers, new kind of mechanics. Why I can have a death combo mid parry? Why not?
He said, look,
see,
this game's evolving.
Can we cut that last part from the interview? He just said, can we just cut that? Just stop down, cut that.
But he's right, though. I'm so glad you gave so much.
Part two, cuddle core. Cut the cuddle core. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I guess I should have explained. No, I think you present such a great point, Pikah, because I remember specifically when Geese was put in the game, and nobody in the cast had a wall bounce. But you know why we have wall bounces now? Because he exists. And I think that's just a really great point, because you also talked about like death combos and parries. There are other characters that can do these things a bit more now in the game because characters like Geese and Akuma exist. So you're right, it is evolving. It is. And that's very great insight and wisdom from you, talking about that.
I can just, we have more mechanics now, like wall breakers. We started with only Steve having one of those.
Yeah.
We have Lydia that can almost death combo you from one.
Yes.
Be sure to catch part 2 of FGC Main Stage. We'll talk to Pikah about the era of online Tekken competition.
PlayStation